And we're back on the YouTube video. Thanks for tuning in for another part. I'm cutting it down into different parts on YouTube simply because 47 minutes is a lot to ask someone to watch anyway on a YouTube video. So if we can reduce the amount that we
what business have you?
demand people watch in one go. Oh, hello there.
Anaria Shola.
Hello. God, look at the armor sets at this point. This is
We will
so
persevere.
strange.
Remember the Sunwell. Salama Ashalanore.
Like, that was considered like elegant, like for a blood elf at that point. It's so weird. Given that we've seen the blood elf heritage armor, which is gorgeous as well. I have that unlocked on my blood elf demon hunter. Such a nice.
The eternal sun guides us.
It is literally the Spellbreaker armor set.
Be ready for
I cannot
anything.
carry more.
It's so nice. Is there any merchants in this town? Okay, I thought that was an alliance. How'd you get these sets? So, for a blood elf,
we will have
you have to just be
State your business.
exalted with Silvermoon
Salama
City.
Ashalanore.
So just with your own faction. And you have to be
I
a
have
120.
one of a kind.
120 and exalted. That's literally all it is. And then you start a quest in Orgrimmar, where I believe you have to go speak to Lorthamar, and it's something to do with, they talk about what happened with the Scourge. There's like it's a bit of a blood elf history lesson, maybe for people who weren't around for the actual relevant content. Is there one for every
Death
race?
to all who
No,
oppose us.
not yet. They're rolling them out. So yeah, I only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I keep thinking I want to quit them. So there's not one for every race. So the ones that do have them available right now are you've got the Tauren, the Dwarves, the Blood Elves, the Goblins, the Worgen, the... I said Dwarves. There's another one. So it's Alliance side Dwarves, Gnomes, Dwarves and Gnomes, and then you've got the Worgen. Then there's Blood Elves, Tauren, Goblins, and then the allied races. All the allied races, of course, have a heritage armor. Sorry, I had to think about it there because it's been a long time since I had to think about that.
Glory to the Sindora.
To be fair, if you look it up, there's some really nice heritage armor to be had. I mean, I don't like the goblins and the gnomes as races to play anyway, so it doesn't do anything for me. But the sets are nice, and the Blood Elf one's amazing. Blood Elf heritage armor and the Tauren. I love the Tauren heritage armor. The Tauren heritage armor is awesome. It's like a Tauren chieftain style, so you've got the whole kind of headdress, sort of bones and stuff like that. It's really nice. But Blizzard have said they're going to work on, of course, getting every race to have one, but they do take time, and I believe they roll them out basically with every patch at the moment. So the last two that were rolled out were the Goblins and the Worgen. But I want to see Draenei. I want them to have a really interesting heritage armor, and I really want to see what they would do for the undead, I guess. And I'm really, really curious what they would do for the orcs, given that we already have kind of... We have from Wall of the Draenor, the Orgrimmar Grunt set, so they have to do something different. I'm thinking based off Sour Fantasy. Or maybe even Thrall's Doomplate armor. which he wore back in Classic and Burning Crusade and Wrath. Or maybe even, well, I would say Garrosh's armor, but then I feel that the Maghar one is too close to that. The Trolls is going to be good as long as they do Vol'jin. Vol'jin Shadowhunter armor. I think it's going to be... I'm going to be curious to see what does happen, because we don't know what the outcome of those heritage armors is going to be. But I want them to carry on. And the humans, what would you do for a human? I mean, unless you base it off what Anduin Rin and Varian Rin have, something like that. I don't think, because I feel like again we have a Stormwind Guard armor. Skinny jeans and a shirt. That's just my corp attire for human heritage armor. I think that yeah, Garrosh-esque armor. You can get the pauldrons of the War Chief from Siege of Orgrimmar, and of course, if you combine that with parts from the Maghar armor, you've got Garrosh. So if they do it based off either Thrall's Doomplate or Sourfang's armor from Battle for Azeroth, I think that you're in the right direction.
I need to target something first.
I think that's the only way to do that. Sorry about that. Just had to reply to a message. It's interesting because I want to see the different races have some.
I must get closer.
It's like Night Elves. Night Elves already have a set that could be heritage armor that we saw in the Battle for Darkshore, which was the the typical from the concept art. You've seen it, the Huntress and the male equivalent, where they've just got the feathers on one shoulder and kind of very sort of wild looking armor. But I don't think that qualifies as heritage armor. It's practically not wearing anything at all, both male and female. So I don't really think that classes as heritage armor, because it's more like heritage underwear at this point. So it'd be much more interesting to see like a full set, something along the lines of like base it off Malfurion, maybe even could base it off the oh, what are they called now? It's gonna bother me. Ravencrest, maybe something like this for Night Elves. Or maybe something like as an alternative, you could do one like that, or you could do one more like the Wardens. I mean, I would rock a Night Elf Death Knight in this armor.
I need to target something first.
Maybe a few different pieces just to add a bit of maybe a bit of 3D work to it. But I would rock a Night Elf Death Knight / Warrior in the armor. Definitely. The Dwarven heritage armor, they've done an amazing job with. It looks perfect. It's basically Mirrodin Bronzebeard / Viking. It's great. / pre becoming the world's most talkative Pebble Magni. It's very, very, very typical Bronzebeard dwarven armor, and I love that. But I think that we need to focus on. especially with the addition of customization in Shadowlands, I want them to really look at what can we do to give each race more flavour in terms of the sub-races within the races. You know, is there going to be, looking at the new, looking at all the new customization, are we going to see Gurubashi sets? Are we going to see Sand Troll sets? Are we going to see Wildhammer Dwarf armour? Are we going to see potentially specific armour that pertains to what happened at Dark Shore, so the Army of the Black Moon? These are all questions that these are things that I would, if I went to BlizzCon, these are the questions I'd be asking. Sure, it's not about game mechanics, it's not about the future content, but it is about things that give this game that class fantasy. And if you're playing a MMORPG, class fantasy is important. Right, I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, gameplay's great, gameplay first. But don't take me out of my race/class fantasy, because that's what makes this an RPG.
I must get closer.
And I mean, transmog is single-handedly
Do not have a target.
one of the best things they've introduced in this game. I hated having a mishmash of armor, but I love being able to have my character look exactly how I want them to look, because
Too far away.
and that yeah, that's what I like. I like having my character look like I want them to look. So I play on a roleplay server. It says it all. So all of my sets. So this one, it's Frostwolf, and then my alternate for that, there's this one, which is Frostwolf, and the one I'm hoping to collect is this one, because these fit the race and class fantasy that I want for this character. But I also have this one for Honor-Bound, so when I want to collect all of this as well for like a Horde transmog set for a hunter. But the one I'm definitely going to use once I've got it is this, because this fits the class fantasy that I want and the race fantasy for that. So if I was making a Dwarven hunter, I'd have made them look more like a Mountaineer, or maybe more like I could do a Dark Iron, make them look more like a Dark Iron sharpshooter. You know, if I was doing a Night Elf, I'd have made them look like a Sentinel. A Blood Elf, I'd have turned them into something like a Far Strider. So it's based it off what Lothar Theron looks like. And I think that if I find personally, and maybe it's just, again, it's whatever you want to do in this game, it's like I want to suggest that basically you if you can have a better class fantasy and a better immersion in the game based on how your character looks and feels within the world, then that brings the roleplay into the role-playing game, rather than just, oh, this character looks cool, or, oh, I like this race. It's like, where do you go beyond that? So if you're like me and you really like to get into the immersion, hence playing on a roleplay server and doing the occasional Horde roleplay. By the way, I do recommend if you check out a roleplay server, just stay away from Goldshire, stay away from parts of Silvermoon City, and you'll be fine. You'll stay away from the Ulus. And it's, yeah, it's like, RP servers get a bad name because of people like that.
I cannot attack that target. I cannot attack.
I'd say with Argent Dawn EU, I've found that every night in Orgrimmar, if I walk through Orgrimmar, there's always an RP going on. And some of it's guild based, so you'll have to do campaigns.
I cannot attack that target.
So my intention with all of my characters, so every single one that I've got to max level, so Demon Hunter, Death Knight, Warrior, this Hunter when it gets to max level, I'm going to get them all in a relevant roleplay guild so that we can do campaigns. So a lot of the Horde stuff's campaign based, but if you go around Orgrimmar, especially the Valley of Honor on this server, there's always somebody roleplaying. And it's cool. You know, it's nerdy, it's all hell, but I like Dungeons and Dragons. of course I'm gonna like the role-playing aspects of this. I've played D&D. I know I like getting into character for these characters. I like making backstories.
I do not have a target.
I like all of that stuff.
I require a target.
And it might just be me, and it's massively nerdy and, you know, probably a little bit boring to the average player because it's not gameplay, but I love that stuff. Just keeping up with the chats because I need to find out at some point I'm going to end up with a work laptop delivered, which means sadly I won't be able to do my afternoon streams and it will drop down to just my evening streams. That was English. I'm listening. Travel to the ruins of Shannara. Yada yada yada. Do the thing for me, please.
I do not have a target.
We will persevere.
Falconer, Drenna, Riverwind.
The reckoning is at hand.
Yeah, do y'all mind if you just go kill some birds for me? Basically is what she was asking.
Baladash, Malanore.
Same to you, dude.
The reckoning is at hand. Farewell.
Western Beacon. Oh, yeah. Why did I say it like I went B? It's like, I think I'm actually losing it. I hate these things. I forget they hit kind of hard.
I require a target. I need to target something first.
I always thought these should be skinnable.
My inventory is full.
And they're not.
I cannot carry more.
I know. I need to go back to Orgrimmar and get some more bags. If another streamer... Oh, how would I react if another streamer raided me? Depends, I guess, what they did. If it was shit posting, I mean, I don't... but it's one of those things. But, you know, stream raids... Meh. The more the merrier, I guess. I don't know, if people came in and started shit posting, that'd probably amuse me. As a premium tier shit poster myself.
I do not have a target. I require a target. I need to target something first.
Also depends what they the streamers you watch. Oh, that's good.
I require a target.
I don't. You see, I don't really watch many streamers. I tend to watch Taliesin and Evertel, WoW streamers. I tend to watch Asmongold, Pyromancer, PewDiePie when he streams, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, the basic like triumvirate of the most views. Asmongold, Mr. GM. So a lot of them are my WoW go-to YouTubers. I remember, and Preach as well. Dude from Manchester who's really good at. He's good for raiding content, and also he does Drama Friday, which is really good. Which is where mainly dramatic stories from people playing World of Warcraft. If you have never seen Drama Friday, it's a really good laugh. It's where people will send in their stories, like the most outrageous stuff that's happened because of or in the World of Warcraft. So, for example, like there was one was like my guild ruined my marriage or something, and it was really funny. I mean, not that the marriage was ruined, but it was still funny. Get a raid going. Someone says get a raid going. I might get one of the streamers to watch. Watch to raid you, get some support going. I'd be up for that. I'd be up for that. That's fine. Thank you if you think I deserve it. I mean, I am just starting out. I've only been doing this like a week, but the more the merrier. People watching my channel, any exposure's great. You know, I do this for YouTube as well, and I'm doing this because I think that I find sometimes when I'm feeling stressed out, or if I'm watching a game and I want to chill, I'll go listen to a streamer so it feels like I'm playing with other people even if I'm not. And alternatively, during these sort of stressful times, I think it's nice to come to a stream which is low stress because we're just playing the game and just talking shit, whatever anyone wants to talk about. So it's you know, during these stressful, it makes it feel like even if you're not directly playing with somebody, if you're playing the game while someone's streaming and playing, you might as well be in a lobby, in a party with them. But I encourage, if you do want someone to raid the stream, you can go ahead and do that, but just bear in mind my streaming times, because if I'm offline, then it's going to suck. Is anyone here? It's like, so I'll probably have a little bit left on this stream for now, and then there's one in the evening that I do. For now. So it just depends when I'm summoned away with familial duties. I've said that I could just literally put my toddler on my lap and she just really enjoys watching this, and the infant, she loves the colours, so they're no trouble, but it's just obviously I am in a room away from my kids, away from my family. So sometimes it's nice to come here for a couple of hours, go do that, come back here. Which is what I do. I mean, again, I'm a casual player. There was a time in my life where I would probably stream for about 12 hours, just no life this game. By the end of it, I'm just mumbling, going... But, you know, let's see. How is she... Oh, yeah, my Beatrice tries to slap my keyboard as well. It's great. Except for when I'm trying to raid and she does it.
I require a target.
So I've got to get the Haleshi scrolls, and there's a female Karilli hatchling, a Karilli matriarch up there. I need to cage one. I can't say the word cage without hearing Nicolas Cage, I'm not going to lie. Despite all my rage, I'm still Nicolas Cage. That's an invalid target.
I need to target something first.
Nearly level 80. Nice. I tell you, the XP buff is really, really good. Where do I get these scrolls from? Well, that's what I am. I'm level 68 in Hellfire, so we don't have much here.
You don't have a target.
But I wanted to get to level 70 and then go to Northrend.
I require
Because
a target.
I don't know, I just want to level it in that way. I find I get more out of the content if I do it that way. And there's a couple of zones. There's a rare pet I'm looking to pick up in Northrend. Have I got exotic pet yet? Yeah, exotic beasts, cool. I'm wanting to go to Northrend because there's a specific pet I want to pick up in Grizzly Hills if I can. It's rare though. And I think it's on like a 6-hour spawn.
I cannot attack that.
It's not the cat, it's a ghost bear. It's a spirit bear. No, it's not. Yeah, it's Arcturus.
State your business.
I do not have a target. I require a target.
I had it on the one hunter that I did level way back in Cataclysm. Just because my buddy gave me a heads up and said, hey, do you want to go get this? And told me about it because he already had one. It's a bit like, one thing I would love is the Time Lost Proto Drake, but I have never, ever managed to catch it and drop it. I want the Time Lost Proto. I was lucky enough to get the blue Proto Drake drop. But I would love the Time Lost Proto Drake. I think most people in this game would. It's like I want Invincible, but I don't think I've never seen it drop, and I've repeated Ice Crown constantly to try and get it. I believe Lord, it's like Lord Arbiter. He might get one of the streamers that I want to raid. If I get raided, that's going to be cool because then I might get some exposure. I'd say I wasn't doing this for views because I'm just doing it for whoever wants to watch. But it'd be nice. It'd be really nice to get some exposure. Just because I love doing this, and I've always wanted to make a decent YouTube channel. It's not cringe, because when I was like 12 I made a very cringe YouTube channel. You can't find it now, it's been deleted. It's been deleted for a very long time. But it was a thing. I remember it very well.
Too far away.
The road to Falcon Watch failed. Ah, she's dead. Oh well.
I do not have a target.
Oh, Infinite Time Reaver. I've seen this before. I'm sure I have. Actually, I don't know why. I think my add-ons are messing up my interface. So, Infinite Time Reaver. I love that mount. I don't have it, but I'm definitely going to grind that out at some point.
The eternal sun guides us.
The Time Reaver's a really nice mount. I love the Infinite Dragonflight. I'd love to see more lore around the Infinite Dragonflight. I want to see more Infinite Dragonflight content. And also, my buddy and me, Flame Talon of Al... Oh yeah, I think I have that one. Yeah. I do have that one. Me and my favourite mount that I've managed to collect is this one, Rivendare's Death Charger, from the Strathholm instance, but mine was not
Are you
from
mounted
Lord
ready?
Horus, it was from when Baron Rivendell was there. I used to...
I need to target
All of my
something
Death
first.
Knights use that mount. I was literally just doing a gold farm because I was literally going there to farm like cloth materials and stuff, and suddenly I just got it.
I do
Like
not
it was
have a
just
target.
there, and I was like, oh my god! Like I didn't even go in with the intention of getting it, and I was there on my Death Knight. I was like, yes. The Madden Chaos Runner. I don't know what my interface is doing, so it's Madden Chaos Runner. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, that's cool. I've got a lot of wolf mounts. I do love these, but these are like the old models. But I would like this one. I'd like the Armed Frost Wolf from the Stable Master. And I'd love the Beast Lord's Warwolf, but it's... I'm going to say I'd have to get the Time Warp badge. And where's the other one? That's it. Alterac Valley of Old. I'd love this. Like the new wolf model. And there's the Wolf Hawk, that's cool as well. Infernal Dire Wolf. I remember this was like ahead of the curve, everyone wanted this at the time. I never got it. Prestigious. Spectral Wolf. I keep letting this Blood Elf die. I think I'm just going to leave her now and not do that quest. Because she's clearly running off and just like... like, oh, yeah, I know you're here to save me and everything, but I'm just going to go punch this Arakoa with no weapons. Because that is... that's what you do.
I need to target something first.
I'm sure somebody did a WoW leveling challenge where they didn't equip a weapon and they literally just beat things up with their bare hands, like the Iron Fist challenge or something. But if you want to do that, just level a monk. Just play Windwalker, you get to punch things all the time and you don't have... it's not a challenge, it's literally just part of the class. I think my favourite thing I ever saw a monk, someone would call their monk Nukcharis. And it's obviously Chuck Norris, but it's like, oh, that's really original. But at the time, it just that, and it's like
I do not have a target.
see, if I play a monk, I tend to I have a Pandaren monk that I played it a little bit, and it's good fun. But
I require a target.
I will catch you later, Lord Wilson. Catch my stream up until I go offline. I won't be online much longer anyway because I've got some stuff to do very soon.
I
But
need to
let's have a
target
look here.
something first.
God damn it! Disengage.
I cannot attack that.
I'm gonna die, aren't I? Yeah. Get my ass handed to me. Just. It's fine. I will die a few times. I don't actually know what I'm doing with this class a lot. I've got some vague ideas because I've had a look at sort of not really a how-to, but more like the key points of playing a hunter. It's a very that's the word. It's a very versatile spec. It seems like it's good for most combat situations, except for don't get too close because you're arranged. And I keep forgetting that because I've played melee my entire goddamn WoW life. So I keep forgetting that I can't just go in and punch things.
get closer. I do not have a target.
So we're just gonna keep doing the... I hate this quest because it just takes so long. I remember doing this now. I'm having flashbacks to doing this for the first time, thinking, when will it end? I'm having flashbacks right now to Winterspring, when we were farming those prayer beads from the Furbolg, and we just couldn't get them to drop. I only needed 10, and I think I killed about 50 of them.
I need to target something first.
To get 10 sets of prayer beads. It's like...
I cannot attack that target. I do not have a target.
Oh, I'm a dumbass. We actually just finished the quest, haven't we? Let's have a look here. Get some demonic essences. Go fly and do that. Ah, Ravagers. I'm saying we go hand in these quests first. We're getting very close to the border of Zangarmarsh.
The dark times will pass. We will have
Oh yeah, the bird keeper want me to go murder some other birds because they're not the birds that she keeps. Thank you, Dragol. It looks like they're going to get along just fine. Okay, cool. I love that, like, Blizzard just, when it got to Outland, was just like, you know what? Just throw the rulebook out the window. Just,
Our enemies will fall.
Why don't we have a gun with, like,
Shamilaran.
big green-ass spikes all over it? Like, like, I imagine, like, when they designed the Legion gear, there was just a... Right, so, we have big green... green and then purple. Yeah. And then someone's like, Steve, have a promotion. But it's just... I love the skybox here. I really do. This is so cool. I'm thinking we finish off the quest that we've got before we call time on the afternoon stream, because the afternoon stream tends to be shorter. Only reason for that is that I do have commitments. So what we've got, what we're coming for here? So we've got Fellblood samples. So that's Terrafiends, and then we need Aurelion's journal. Brown knapsack is what we're looking for.
I need to target something first.
Oh, that was easy.
I cannot attack that.
It dropped straight away. Okay.
I require a target. I do not have a target.
I'll take that.
I require a target.
Okay, so now we need to kill some of those Terrafiends. Now, if we did some of these earlier, yeah, the big green demon guys. Okay, so we need to get some blood samples
I
from
need to
them
target
apparently
something first.
for research and science. Maybe, I don't know.
I require a target. Too far away. of range. I need to target something first.
Just a heads up, if you are tuning in at any point and you want to do it later, I tend to, on my Friday night stream especially, I get a couple of beers. It's Friday night. I can't go out partying, so I bring the party here. I guess. Ain't no party like watching a guy stream and talk about World of Warcraft.
I must get closer.
And also potential crying children in the background.
I need to target something first.
Random phone number ringing me. I'm going to decline that. Go away. It'll be somebody trying to sell me electricity again. It's like, no, I already pay for that, and I don't need you to tell me to change electricity. These are apparently, I bet the thing is, these people phoning up, there's a pandemic. Why are you going into work to call me and ask me to change my electricity? Do you think that now is a good time to cold call me? Do you think that now is appropriate? Like, do you think I care about my electricity supplier? Like, other than don't turn my electricity off because the food in my freezer will stop working, I won't be able to make bottles for my child? Well, luckily the toddler just doesn't need them, but the baby, you know, we have a sterilizer and a bottle machine because we were fortunate enough to people in my family who no longer use them just gave them to us. But I mean, can you imagine, like, if you worked for one of those companies and they're like, yeah, we know what's going on in the world right now is really sucky, but we need you to come in and cold call people, please.
I do not have a target.
Can you imagine? That would be like the most sucky thing ever. Like, if you worked for that company, you're like, listen, we know people are dying right now and it's not safe to go outside, but we need you to, you know, come into the office and ask people to change their electricity supply as well. They probably could not care less.
I require a target.
Like, imagine.
I do not have a target.
So there are much bigger things to worry about than who supplies the electric. Is that an alliance player over there? It's a druid. I'm watching you, druid.
I need to target something first.
I do not wish to fight you, I just wish to finish my quest. I'm not here to PvP somebody who's out-leveled me. Yeah, well, I couldn't avoid that, could I? Fucking... I hope the druid who was higher level than me felt big for attacking a lower level player. I hope that that made him feel like he had, you know, big balls right there. Kind of like, yeah, you wouldn't walk into a building wanting to pick a fight and kick a child and go, ha! And go, I was in a really rough fight today, I won. It's like, no. You wouldn't... Maybe I'm just being salty, but I just don't see the point in... Well, ganking lobies, yeah, I get it, it's kind of funny, but... Not when it's not necessary. Like, I'm just questing. I'd understand if I was in like a heavily contested territory, but This guy turned up. I disengaged and said, like, nah, I don't want to fight. I just want to finish my quests and do my thing. And so he followed me where I was going and killed me. I mean, do what you like, but that's... You just look like... again, not being salty, but to me, if someone does that, you just look like you're being an asshole. If anyone catches my drift. I feel like you're being... There's no... What is there to gain from that? I suppose honourable kill? I don't know if it counts as an honourable kill with him being a higher level, but... I don't know. Is there a way through here, or am I just running around in circles? I'm just having a look at different guns, because... Why not? What the hell? Spare gunship cannon. I'm just gonna go round. I've never actually had a look at guns because I don't like guns as a transmog as a rule. What the hell? That's like a mace. Flintlock's blast hammer. I hate the run back. I really do. Plundered. Amber Slinger. Oh, these are like manted, I guess. Penance procuring pistol. Yeah, that's definitely manted. We're almost there. Doodaloo doo doo. I swear to God, if I respawn, that druid's waiting for me.
I require a target. I cannot attack that target. I need to target something first. I require a target. I am out of range.
I just want to finish these quests, to be honest.
I do not have a target.
I need one more blood sample.
I need to target something first.
There we go. Now I can get away from here, and hopefully that druid can't find me. do. I won't mind doing open world PvP once I'm actually at a decent enough level. Like, I don't mind, but what I do mind is when people do it and you are not, like, you know, you're not equipped for it. And they know that. Having a look at some gear, that's all, guys. These are really cool. But I prefer the bigger shoulders from the Unseen Path quest line, I think. Where am I even going right now? Let's have a look. Falcon Watch. Falcon. Let's have a look here. So if we just hand these in, that will probably be the end of this stream.
We will persevere. Shurelaron.
What business have you? We will have justice.
Inventory is full.
Full inventory, we will ditch.
Glory to the Sindora.
I could sell, but I am just too lazy and I just want to hand these quests in. We've gone over a little on the stream time, which is fine, but, you know, family commitments and shizzle. Who's this? So, Magistrate Sigil, watch to interrogate Magistrate Ardelis, last seen travelling. Okay, Aurelian's secret, that's what I've got to do. Okay, so, right now we're gonna, let's have a look here, so. We're going to end the stream here for now. We'll be back later on this evening with another stream, and we'll have some beers, and we'll have some time to chill out and stuff. So thanks all very, very much for tuning in, and thank you all for watching if you're watching on YouTube. Stay safe, stay indoors, and I'll catch you all soon. Take care, guys.